Sorry, it took about a minute there. I know. It's like, oh my gosh, a whole minute. That's like 50 seconds.
Okay.
Oh. You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Welcome to Monday. How's everybody doing?
Everybody's good, I guess.
Why would you guess, man? Good morning.
They say
Well, they say good morning. Hey, guys.
Evening.
Oh,
not good morning.
Arturo, how are you today, sir? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh, man, can we just take a moment and just kind of like reflect?
Oh.
Just, I don't know, the fact that it's like...
It's Monday?
It's the first I've sat down all day. You know, just kind of breathe it in. What's up from Texas? Houston. So we have Houston checking in. And then Arturo is... Where's Arturo? San Antonio. San Antonio. We got Vegas. What's going on? Sup? DTS Customs of Chicago. Not Michigan. I mean, you know, shouldn't have moved. So I didn't move. What's up, Mr. Adams Check? How is everyone doing? Canadia's coming up, man.
Yeah, you want to hang out with him again?
I don't know. Are you going to the thing, Marty? I thought he was. Doing awesome. Cleaning 3 decades of dust in order to put sound dampening material. It's
very nice.
Forget that you get dampen, not dampening. You're not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. We just call it sound treatment. That way we don't have to worry about the people that get all excitable about, you know, how you spell that, how you say it. Good evening, Jolyn. How are you?
What's up?
It's the mother-in-law. Good evenings from the Caribbean.
There you go.
Yeah, go in the opposite direction. Yeah, Mexico, Pueblo, Mexico. Checking in.
That's right.
I love you too.
Hey.
Yes, I do. Hello, gentlemen. What's up, Bobby? California saying hi. Hey, guys, I'm thinking about building some door blocks off plates for my F-150 where the plastic vapor barrier goes. Would you use Sintra or ABS? I have both. I would probably just use some Sintra to keep your life simple and then put some sound treatment on it. I mean, less risk of fingers getting all messed up. But yeah, keep in mind, put the sound treatment on the inside on the F-150 too, because so when you put the door panel back on, the vapor barrier and the door panel meet up with one another, and there's not a lot of room there. So like you need that. It can't be thick. Can't be thick on the outside. It has to be thick on the inside of the door. Okay, so that's something. Otherwise, when you go to put your door panel on, it'll be like, well, of course, keep in mind when we're doing that, we're putting sound treatment everywhere. So, but yeah, it thickens up really quick. Netherlands checking in. Hey, what's going on? Hi, guys, from the NRT. I'm running the Tweak 88. Do I run bass blockers that came with the JL Audio C7 tweeters? Whether you're running a Tweak 88 doesn't matter. And this is a great question. So thank you for starting off the show with this wonderful question. We're going to take this and then we'll get to the beginning of the show. But I like this question a lot because a lot of the times people will see us post pictures of our DSP installations and there'll be passive crossovers in there. And they're like, bro, why you got a DSP and passive crossovers? What the hell? And then I just look at it and go, next comment. But the reality is this. If your Tweak 88 is connected to a multi-channel amplifier system such that the tweeters have their own amplifier, the mid-bass have their own amplifier, and so on and so forth, then no, you wouldn't use the tweeters that come with the C7s, okay? Because now you have what's called an active stereo, meaning that there's a channel, there's a crossover for that channel, and there's one speaker on the other side of that. Now, if you have, let's say, a channel that goes to a mid-range and a tweeter, both, then no, you're going to want to put the passive crossover in there because you still need a bottom for the tweeter and a top for the mid-range and then a bottom for the mid-range. So now that DSP amplifier is going to just provide the bottom for the mid-range and the passive crossovers are going to take care of the rest. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Well, there you go. So thank you for that wonderful question starting out the show. Can you get rid of that one for me?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, it's that one. Okay. So, oh, sorry. We both did it at the same time. Okay. Now, we do this little thing called 12-volt Clean Wire Club. Some of you guys have heard of it. Some of you guys participate in it. And every week, Fernando goes through the page and finds the picture that he likes. And this week is no different. He found this guy here. What are we looking at, Fernando? Oh,
We're looking at a radio.
we are looking at a radio for a Jeep.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So
That's a Sony.
it's a Sony.
So that's the L. That's the upside down L chassis. Is that
Yeah.
Yeah, that's upside down. So that's the bottom. So it's an upside down L.
That's an upside down?
Yeah, it's
Really?
upside down. Yeah, because the sticker, I think that's the bottom.
No. That's
Yeah,
it.
because they're opposite of Alpine. Alpine's at the bottom. Sony's at the top. So that's the bottom. Yeah, that's the bottom of the radio.
Okay.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel you. But yeah, so that's the bottom of the radio. But either way, I like what he's done. I try to do that whenever I get the chance to do something like that.
Yeah.
Just kind of mount it all in there. Both the Alpine and the Sonys have chassis like that. Sony's on top, Alpine's on bottom. Because they make those L kits. Metro makes those L kits for like the Mazda and stuff for just the Alpines. So
It's on the bottom, he says.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So what's his name?
His name is Ricky.
All right, well, Ricky, you did a wonderful job, and like some clean wire management all over the place. And it is definitely the hardest place to do it is up in the dash when you put the radio in.
Yeah, and I would love to see more, you know?
Yeah.
Remember, guys, this is the last month for the wire care code. If you guys want to order something, use the 12VCWC and you will get free shipping.
I gotta do that. I gotta order our heat shrink before that ends.
What's up, Clint? From Australia.
All right, so check that out. And our first sponsor today is Moscone Gladen. If you hadn't picked up, we have two sponsors of the show. It's what it is. And anyways, what I wanted to talk about today was this guy right here. This is the AMAS. This is the AMAS 96K. A lot of guys are like, man, I want to stream. And we've talked about this piece in the
192.
past. I want to stream 192. I want to do all kinds, and I want a badass Bluetooth streamer. So if your phone is capable of streaming high-res audio, this AMAS 96K is the piece you want. It has a TOS-Link output. It has power, a Phoenix connector for power. It also has an RC output if you want to go conventional. And that's what we got. So you got remote in, remote out, battery ground. This is external. So if your DSP doesn't have the capability of adding a high-res Bluetooth device to it, this is the piece you want. Now, I would advise you to go check it out and be prepared. Be prepared. That's what I love about this piece because it is unforgivingly awesome and the price is reflecting in it. So, but if you're looking for the best in Bluetooth high-res streaming, this is the device you want. Give it a go. Hola, Mel. How are you, my friend?
What's up, Mel?
And we'd like to thank Gladen, MosconeAmerica.com for being a proud sponsor of the show. I see that there are plenty of comments just streaming away.
Yeah.
Drop them on the screen and we'll start knocking them out, as
All
they
right,
say.
so somebody says that.
And the people around my area call it Dynamat, no matter what brand it is. 100%. Like, they were the first. And you know, the correlation to that is I used to work for Procter & Gamble, and we made Puffs facial tissues, okay? Puffs. But Kleenex, there again, is a brand and not the actual category. It's Kleenex facial tissues. So they're owned by a whole nother, I think they're owned by Lever Brothers. But anyways, you know, everyone, hey, can I get a Kleenex? Or can I have a Coke? No one ever says, can I have a soda or a pop? I mean, you might just because you hate Coke, but either way, every now and then you find that device or that thing that gets the name. That's the best. Like, I think everything should be called an IRTA too. Can I get an IRTA too? Do you think it's possible to get the Kenwood HD camera into the factory location of a Gladiator? I'm just going to go no on that. No. The reason why is that the Gladiator camera, like the distance between the front and the back is really far. and it's not that way on the high res. So trying to go into that factory location would be extremely difficult. You would have to like have somebody 3D make you the whole big clip that goes on the back that comes off. You would have to make a new one of those. Like you couldn't just retrofit it into the factory one. Someone would have to scan that, 3D print it, and make it thinner and do all kinds of. I mean, you might be able to sand the crap out of that one just to get that camera in further, but no, it's going to be a big pain in the butt. Decided to switch from the 958 instead using the Amp Pro. Didn't like the high 10 in my old JL. Totally understand. Yeah, but yeah, that's all I got there. 958, huh? Ooh, that's gonna be tight. That's definitely gonna be tight. Okay.
All right.
How do I fix low volume and rear doors? 2020 Chevy Tahoe, no Bose. Thinking about changing out all 6 speakers.
2022.
Yeah. What did I say? 2020? No, sorry, my bad. That's a tough one. The reality is that they're already pretty efficient speakers to begin with. So trying to find something that is more efficient would be the key. Maybe like some Hertz DJs might be good. What do you think? DJs, because those are super efficient. So
we're just changing speakers?
Well, he's trying to get the rear speakers loud. Obviously, an amplifier would solve the problem. Put an amplifier on it, they're going to get louder. But if we're trying not to do that, then you need to find a speaker that's efficient and doesn't have high power handling, because that's the trade-off. You want something that only handles like 30, 35 watts of power, which is going to be more in line with what the factory puts out, and that they're super efficient. Not like loudspeaker efficient, because those sound terrible, but something like that. Most of the time that's going to be in your high-end brands. That's going to be their first or second tier speaker. So might be something to think about. Can I bypass my DNR 1007 XR for parking brake to allow video playback? Yeah, it's actually really simple. The brake wire is a ground. And it's not like a Pioneer or Alpine where it's got to go through some crazy sequence. For those, you get a micro bypass. For JVC, Kenwood, Sony, just ground it. Done. See you later. That's it. No big deal.
That's simple, huh?
Yeah, it's that simple.
Wow.
You didn't hear it from me. Need help installing Pioneer DMH radio with iData RR on a 2011 Jetta. Do I connect Pioneer remote to harness remote? And isn't OBD2 wires are on all car harnesses, running amps, no Bluetooth? Thanks. All right. So first things first, I don't understand this question in the sense that when you go to iData and flash the module, the last page in the top right-hand side, and really easy to read print, it says download installation manual. When you click on that, it will then take you and you scroll down through all the cars, every single Volkswagen, until you find your Volkswagen 2011 Jetta. And it will give you a visual picture that is beautiful in color and show you exactly what you need to do. It tells you what harnesses you don't need on the bottom. It tells you what harnesses you need. So it like shows you a picture of the module with plugs coming into it, plugs going out to it, to the radio. And it tells you exactly what you need. If you have not seen that page, just go back and do it, because that page will answer all your questions. But if you're doing a radio that is iData compatible, there is no reason at all to plug in the steering wheel control interface. It is all done through the iData cable. So I don't memorize them. I literally just go on to their page and hold on. You know what? History. Let's see. I'm going to pull up my screen here real quick and go ahead and remove that for me.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to scroll down here. This was a Honda that we were doing earlier today. So this is the page that you're looking for. Remove that. And it shows you, so as far as, here's your iData module. All these harnesses here on the bottom, these are harnesses that are not going to be used for this particular install. It's showing us at step 4 that we need the OBD2. This is for a Honda, not your particular car. The only thing I need here is my data cable. And then there's going to be 4 harnesses plugged into this iData brain. There's one connection in this particular case that I have to go off and make in the car, and then everything else just plugs in. It shows me up here if it's an amplified, non-amplified, all the wiring. This page right here is what you're looking for, and as you can see, it gives you all the cars, and this is every Honda because that's what we were working on earlier. So that's the page that you need that shows you. I don't even remember this stuff. Like it's very, because each car is different, each year could be different, and they do such a beautiful job at showing you that. So that's it. Trust the page, and you can get to it from their webpage, or you can get to it from when you flash it. It's on the last page, right hand side, top box, second thing down.
Okay. I
know. You good?
Mm-hmm.
I hope to connect sub output from a JBL DSP 4086 to high level input on a Kenwood K amplifier, mono sub amp, JBL RMS 40 watts, and Kenwood high level input can go up to 50 watts. Is it safe to do? Yeah, you're fine. You're good. Go for it. Just keep the output volt. Just keep the subwoofer level output on the DSP, the JBL DSP, at 0. Don't go crazy on the volume output, or at least keep it in a position that you can always test the output voltage. So the easiest thing to do if like you're worried about how much voltage is coming out of it is play 40 hertz test tone. All your speakers are already going to be crossed over, so they're not going to see it. Take your digital multimeter, set it to AC, go to the output that you're going to be using to feed that Kenwood amplifier, test the output voltage, see where it's at. It should be somewhere under 10 volts. Would be a good place for it to be. As long as it's like that, go high level into that other amplifier and you're all set. Life is good. Life is good. 0 dB, 40 hertz, by the way. And make sure that the EQ is set to flat. Nice gesture. Hello, guys. Does a product exist that's a backup camera and rear dash cam? So technically, yes. However, it's all right. So both Kenwood and Alpine have radios that allow you to do backup camera and dash cam all through the radio. But they're not DVRs other than the dash cam. So like the backup camera is just a backup camera. So, and then most dash cams that have multicam are not made to do backup camera. They're just in case you get smacked from behind. So really the only thing I can think of off the top of my head that's going to give you both, and that's not to say there isn't something, it's just the only pieces I can think of are either the Kenwood or Alpine radios. Now, Echo Master may have a rear view mirror. I think they do. Echo Master has a rear view mirror that has a forward-facing camera and then an exterior camera. So the mirror itself is your monitor, and it just goes over your existing mirror, I think, or it comes with a mount. There again, that's Echo Master. You might want to check them, and that just goes into the mirror. Some mirrors can and can't be replaced. What's that?
A backup camera and a rear dash cam.
Oh, yeah, backup camera and rear dash cam. I have no, I mean, there again, if you're
normally dash cam comes with the rear and the front.
Well, no,
some of them.
It doesn't matter. I mean, those Echo Master would be the only thing I could think of that would give you something like that. But
yeah,
just go to echomaster.com and check it out. Hello, Angel. Next. When using external DSP, how should I set amplifier gains? Okay, so this is one of those things that we've talked about a lot on here. And at the end of the day, you want to start with your gains down. But it's also going to depend, where they're going to end up is going to depend on how you're interfacing with the radio or source unit. Is it an aftermarket or is it a factory? If it's a factory, we have to figure out what the factory EQ looks like. Okay, so we have to do whatever de-equalization we're going to do if the DSP in fact has the capability to do DSP or de-equalization. If it doesn't have any ability to do DSP or if it doesn't have any ability to do de-equalization, Well, then we hope it has some form of an input RTA so that we can see what's coming into the DSP. If it doesn't have any form of input DSP, well, then we're kind of, or input RTA. Geez, oh man, a lot of acronyms are screwing me up today. Reality is you have to have an RTA that can measure electrically and see what's coming in, whether it be from the DSP software itself or something external like a DMRTA, because we have to see where the EQ from the factory is at before we start gaining up the amplifier, because we're going to play test tones. And if there's a cut or a dip at 40 hertz at 1,000, which there typically is in a factory system, it makes it really hard to go in and set the gains. So we either have to know what we're doing beforehand, tune the car, and then set the gains, or we have to flatten the signal out so that we have something. Then we can do our test tones, 40 and 1,000 if we have them at 0 dB, and we can gain down. So there's no real easy answer to this question. What's up, Phil?
What up, man?
It can be a pain in the butt. Do you guys know anything about Aston Martin upgrades, swapping in CarPlay and a touchscreen? Man, I haven't done one of those in years. I know that RVDFL has a CarPlay kit for it, but and if we were doing one, I would just call him and have him walk me through it, because he apparently knows how to do all these kits, which is just amazing.
Yeah.
But that's all I got on that one. I have a 2008 RAV4 non-JBL Pioneer head unit, key 200.4 and K2 components. Has been installed for about 9 months, and recently there is turn-off pop. Any ideas what could be causing this? Something that just started to happen? Ooh. I would just go back through the system and make sure that something didn't come loose. I know that's the worst, but yeah, that's kind of a weird thing to have it start doing. That doesn't normally happen. The only other thing it could be is make sure you have the connected to factory radio, the little push button on, so that you're getting a load resistor, some form of load into the amplifier. It's not much of one, but just kind of make sure you've done it. No, you have a Pioneer. Never mind. Don't do that. Man, that's weird. I got nothing other than just go back through and make sure the grounds are good. That's not normal. I hate to ask something like this, but I have a Pioneer 2770 NEX. I can't figure out a video bypass for this model. So we use micro bypass, and it's microbypass.com. I would head over to their website, microbypass.com. You can email him and ask him if it'll work on that particular radio, and he will email you back to let you know if it does. So microbypass.com is the place to go and check it out. What's up, Gary?
Mm-hmm.
Why is there a high-pitched noise coming out of my door speakers that changes as the RPMs in my truck change, running 2 amps? That's called engine noise. And it could be caused from a multitude of things, from the equipment itself, bad RCA, bad install, a ground issue, either on the output side or the input side, but that's called engine noise. And it could be something as simple as you have a ground loop. You could put an LC, what is it? What is a ground loop? SNI1.
Yes.
PAC makes the SNI1 noise filter. Sometimes that'll fix it. Some amplifiers don't have the best at noise suppression. And you run a standard twisted RCA and it needed a coax style RCA and you get noise that way. An SNI1 noise filter will fix it, or not fix it, make it go away technically, but yeah, that's a rabbit hole. It could also be something wrong with the car. So anything is possible with engine noise, but most of the time it starts with the install. Greetings from Ohio. Hope you're both doing great. Hey.
Thank you, man.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? DNF, what track should I use to set the output sensitivity on the key lock? A 40 hertz 0 dB or the 1 kilohertz 0 dB track, or the track from the kicker sights. We always use the track from the kicker sights. They're not looking for that. So you need to use the tracks from the kicker sights because they're looking for sweeps. They're not looking for test tones. So it does a sweep test. So you have to have their tracks. I just keep them on my phone. I have them in a Dropbox account. So anytime we need to do them, we just launch Dropbox, boom, do it. He's got it on his, I got it on mine. But you have to have their tracks, not those tracks. It will not set itself with those because it's not doing gain, it's doing de-equalization. So what it's looking at is the whole, it does a sine sweep from 20 to 20. It's looking at the whole thing. So what it's doing is it's playing every frequency, it goes, and it's mapping those frequencies so it can then go and apply a EQ fix to them. If you just play 0 and 40, it doesn't know what to do. That's just basic gain setting stuff. So download their tracks, play their tracks. How is the wire system built in the Chrysler LeBaron, I'm guessing, 1998 with the Infinity Radio? Does every speaker have a separate amp? I'm asking because I just replaced the power connector and now one speaker. So typically I thought the LeBaron, and there again, it's been a minute, but I thought the amplifier for the LeBaron was underneath the passenger front seat. Yeah, it usually is an Infinity amp underneath the passenger front seat. And what happens is when the air conditioner goes bad and it backs up into the car, it dumps all of the water into the passenger side floorboard. And then as you drive, it all just runs back and forth and soaks the amplifier, which is what causes the amplifier to die most of the time. But as being a 1988, I don't necessarily know if that's that particular vehicle, but I'm pretty sure it is. And if it is, there's a bypass plug for it that you can get from Metra so that you can actually take the amp out, clip into it, and you're all set and ready to go. How you doing, guys? If I use the Zen Nav TV A to B for a BO on a 2022 F350, is it better to run new wires for all speakers? And will I have any issues if I do that? Definitely don't do that. Definitely, for the love of God, don't do that. You have two options. If you've already got the Zen A to B, go and buy the pack BO harness for their dash kit. If Chris Brinkley, Mr. Phantom Chris, was on point, he'd be like, bro, it's this model number. It's what it is it's the Bang & Olufsen or the BO wiring harness that they make when you replace the dash in that car. I believe it's for the 2021, whatever. It's the same harness. We have a video on it when we do one of the F-150s with the BO. We take that crappy harness that comes on the Nav TV piece. We cut the two data wires. We solder them onto the pack harness, and then we plug it in, and that gives us all our speaker wires except for the two tweeter wires in the front of the car, because the tweeters, believe it or not, are actually powered off the radio. So you do have to run new wires to the tweeters, but that's it. Trying to get wires through those doors is next level pain in the butt, so don't even bother with that. It's not worth the headache. The factory wiring is plenty good. The other option is to just go with the Amp Pack Pro A to B. And it already is built and all ready to go for you. It just plugs in and gives you all that same stuff. That piece just came out recently. Mr. Chris, I feel fancy. I know. It's because, yeah. What's up, Gary?
What's up, Gary?
Yeah. Hello from Jordan. But anyways, those are the two solutions. But don't cut anything. Just buy the pack harness. Would you use a WaveTech Link 4 with a kicker CX 300 360.4 and a 2009 Cadillac CTS bass Bose system retaining the factory head unit, speakers, focal, front? Okay. Let's back up. First off, not necessarily would I use a Link 4, because the real question is, are you trying to do front and rear? If you're trying to do front and rear in a 2009 Cadillac CTS bass Bose, that might actually be variable voltage out of the head unit back at the amplifier. So you're going to have to do some testing first off. That's not a simple solution. If if it's variable, so what you're going to do is you're going to go back to the factory amplifier. You're going to find out what are the channels coming from the factory radio into the factory amplifier. And you're going to put your digital multimeter there, play some music, turn the volume up and down, and see if it goes up and down. Because that's built on the same thing as the Camaro, uses the same basic system, and that's a variable voltage system, which at that point you just solder some RCAs on, or actually you don't even need to solder some RCAs. Yeah, you do. You solder some RCAs onto it, plug it into the kicker amp, and you're all set and done. If you have to go after the factory amplifier, meaning it's non-variable voltage, it's fixed voltage, now we have to figure out how many channels we have. That's the key here, because even the base Bose may have a center channel. It's going to get real tricky really quick. If you have 6 channels of audio coming out of there, let's say there's a channel for tweeters, there's a channel for mid-range, and then there's a channel for rear and sub, a 4-channel amp ain't going to do it for you, and you're not really going to have a success. Like a 4-channel link isn't going to do anything. The technology is built, like the kicker has a 4-channel high level to low level built into it. You may need an 8-channel. Okay. You might need 2 4-channel amplifiers. So there again, I get it. Why are you doing 5 1/4? Like CTS, that's 6 1/2.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you get 5 1/4? Who said 5 1/4? That's weird. So really, you got to do some more work. We need to figure out what's going on in the car first. So digital multimeter will get you there, or some form of an RTA. How do I get a hold of 5-Star Car Artist so I can consult and pick out equipment and come up with a price for my car? I have not had success getting a hold of anybody. Totally understandable. The problem is that I'm over here and I'm not over there. And I only get time to go over there and call people back when I'm not doing something over here. Lately, we've been kind of really busy here, and it sucks because I haven't been able to return people's phone calls as fast as I want to. My job is the installer. I don't own 5-Star. Neither one of us do. We just work here. So we're kind of at the mercy of the owner as far as how much time we have to go do stuff like that. He doesn't, it's kind of.
Send an email.
The best place is send the email, stop calling, send an email with an idea of what you're wanting. Give us some information, your make and model of the car, what you've looked at. Type us out something that we can go back and read so that we don't have to, so that we can streamline the conversation if possible. We appreciate that you want, we'd love to work on your car. We would absolutely love to, but yes, it's kind of frustrating, and I understand. It's just equally as frustrating for us because we have to read stuff like that. And it's like, we only have so much time. Just wanted to thank you both for great content, providing some of the cleanest installs. I look to you for all my audio references. Thank you from Baltimore.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. 2014 Ford Escape Titanium with the Sony Sync 2. What pack module, if any, or access to ESP unit and load resistors do I need? 2014. That's a good question. So, all right. So let's have some fun here just because I need a moment to. All right. So we have a Ford and we have a Escape. Isn't that what Haley has?
Escape, yes.
Yeah. Hers is newer though.
Hers is what, 17, 18?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be. Hold on.
Let's see what we
got here. All right. So we got steering wheel controls.
Mm-hmm.
We got 10 adapters. We got amplifier integration harness. So that's for high level, non-Sony. Backup camera. Oh, so they don't make anything for that.
Metro?
Metro probably say the same thing, non-Sony. Oof. Non-amplified. Yeah, so they don't make an Amp Pro for that. And then we'll go to metraonline.com. And then we'll go to 2014. And then we'll go.
All right, so.
Are you there?
Mr. Chris just put AP4.
See, they don't list those two on that particular car, Phantom Chris.
APH.
So there could be there could be two reasons for that. One, it actually doesn't work. And two, which is probably more the reason, is that they didn't have a car to test. One of the things that AMP does, PAC, is that if they can't validate it, then they just put it as it's open. So like if you call tech support, they might say, we've never tested that car, which isn't to say that it doesn't work. It's just, we don't know. So I'll pull those two model numbers back up if you want to take a screenshot so that you can, Phantom Chris, he works for them. So that's why he's chiming in with these part numbers. He works for AMP Global, who makes that piece. So that would be the place to start for sure.
Same for Javier. If you want to do some form of a radio installation, go to packaudio.com or metraonline.com and you will find all the.
Say, wait a minute, do I have? Hold on, I'm just going to pull this
perfect.
up because I think it's time just to switch out. Oh, you know what? We turned that off and we left it off. All right, so hang on, let me go here. Ta-ta! All right, so this is the sheet, guys. This is the magic. This is where all the magic happens. Anytime you're trying to find any parts for your car for interfacing, take a screenshot right now. This is the information. This is where we go, and we go in order. So, like, we'll go to PAC, we'll go to Maestro, we'll go to Metro, we'll go to Nav TV, MoBridge, Spiral, Beatsonic. Okay, so these are in order the companies you go to find all these interfaces. It's not hidden. They're not magic. All you need is a part number. Once you get that part number, then locating it is much easier. So it was a 2014 Escape.
2014
with
Escape.
The Sony system. So.
All right.
I just shut it off. I didn't want to do that.
All right.
We're just having a good time. I'm going to do that.
There you go.
I'll get there eventually. DMA10 with Pioneer head unit using RCA inputs. What is the input voltage usually? Okay, so Pioneer could be anywhere between 1.5 volts to 4 volts at full max. So now the nice thing about having that aftermarket radio going into your DMA10 is you can open up the DMA10 software, go to your input page, make sure that all your outputs are off. You can play a dynamic track. You don't necessarily have to use 1,000 hertz or 40 hertz. You can just use a dynamic track. And there's a peak light on the input page that will turn on and off to tell you, hey, stop, as you're turning up the gain.
Sorry, Ricky.
Now, for us, what I like to do is I like to start at 0 no matter what I'm doing, okay? And I like to set up the car, get everything tuned the way I like it. And then if I feel I didn't get enough output, then I will go back and I will look at my gains, okay? I mean, I'll go back and can I get a little bit more out of that without introducing any floor noise or anything like that. Now, sometimes right off the bat, you get in there and you have that, I want to listen to it real quick. Don't, because it's not set up. It's like eating cake batter. Sure, it tastes okay, but it's going to make you poop later because you just ate raw eggs and all that other stuff. So just tune the car, have some fun with it, then go back. If like, I think I can get a little bit more out of it. Everyone always says that. You can look at that peak light indicator in the DSP software to tell you that no. And they made it green, which I feel is kind of weird. Should have been red for stop. But hey, it's all right. Hey, in this segment of the show is brought to you by the fine folks at AudioControl. AudioControl is now a proud member of the AMP Global family, which means PAC is making some cool T-harnesses for you and everyone else. So if you're interested in finding some of these harnesses so that you can integrate you can remove that. You can integrate your DSP, your LC7i, LC2i, all that, whatever. Go to the pack-audio.com page and type in, where did it go? So, all right. Go back to their page and go to the home page. All right, let me pull this up here. Go to the home page. We'll bring this down like that and type in LPH. And what you're going to see is a list of all the new LPH harnesses for your cars. You guys have been asking for these. They make them. These are vehicle specific. Now you can find them by looking up the make, model, and year of your car. But if, like, this is an HY, so this is going to be a Hyundai. We can scroll down here and we can figure out, yep, there we go, Hyundai Kia T-harness. That's an old one. So it's 2007 to 2015. But the LPH harnesses by Pack Audio are great for integrating your audio control products. Thank you very much for being a proud sponsor of the show.
Oh, there we go.
Thanks, Dean. Crutchfield said 5. Of course, honestly, I knew that's what he was going to say. Is that they were going to say 5 1/4. I don't know. So I think the reason why they do that is because it is a shallow speaker, like it's not a deep speaker. But that same, like the integration or the plug and play, I think they're called integration series of focals, or even the access are small enough to where they'll get in there, no problem.
Well, the carbon nanos. Ooh. You should check those.
Should I buy a Blackbird?
Oh, I think you should.
I mean, if I could pick up an SR71 tomorrow, I would totally do it. The Blackbird is an amazing product. There's no doubt about it. Definitely, if it'll fit your criteria and needs, you can see it right there over my, that way, right there next to the audio control is the Blackbird. So, yeah, it's a pretty badass piece for sure, no doubt about it. When is a good time to stop tweaking when I already sound good? Because I have a problem and I cannot break the habit. I mean, tweakers are going to tweak, right? Isn't that how it goes? This is a question I often, we've talked about before, because like we'll go to these sound offs, we'll hang out in the parking lot of our friends. A couple of the stereo shops here, they sponsor, so they have parking lots that they can do it in. So we'll go hang out with, shoot the shit with their guys, and they always talk about, oh yeah, last night we had a tune party. And I'll be like, okay. Like, what? I mean, did it drift? I mean, what happened? I mean,
well, sometimes they just feel like, you know what, I have to change the tune. I'm gonna do something,
Yeah, I don't get it. So the reality is, hey, if you like tweaking the system, do it. There's just have fun.
That's what they make. That's why
they make presets. And there's nothing wrong with it, because like Jeff tunes his stuff all the time, and I don't think there's anything wrong. Me personally, I don't have time for that crap. I get to where I like the way it sounds, and I'm done. I tap out, man. Hey, works, sounds good to me. Could I make it sound better? Sure. I could probably spend another 20 hours on it. I just don't have 20 hours to spend on this stuff.
Right.
I need to move on to the rest of my life, which is packed full of nonsense or returning phone calls, So yeah, I'm not going to tell you not to tweak. If you enjoy it, keep tweaking. Tweak until your heart is content.
And by the way, Josh, yes, you have a problem.
Oh no, here we go. I like Ricky's right here. Let someone else set the password on your DSP and not tell you.
Oh, Ricky, is great.
There you go. That's the solution to the problem right there.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. What's up, El Fernandez?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, that's the
Frank?
best.
All right.
Okay, go ahead. I have a 2022 Forerunner and running DSR1 as a preamp into my Helix DSP. I was talking to somebody about that today. Would it be beneficial to switch to a Pack Amp Pro? It seems the DSR1 has some noticeable noise, but I had it sitting around TIA. Okay, so the reality, the answer to this question is no. Leave it alone. Do your thing. The noise that you could be referring to isn't necessarily coming from the DSR1. One of the things you guys got to keep in mind, whether it be an Amp Pro, DSR1, Zen A to B, AR, Maestro, or Metro Access DSP, we're all integrating into a factory radio. Factory being the operative word here. That radio was never intended to do anything other than connect to its processor or amplifier that is put into the car. That's it. Signal to noise, output performance, chips, all that garbage that goes into that piece, it was never made to be any better. Now, and you figure it was only ever going to play 15, 20 watts max, and now you're playing 5 times to 6 times that amount of power in there, meaning you've taken that sound floor that was here, that was only playing with 15 watts. So, and you've 5 times. So your sound floor is going to come up. So I'm not saying that the DSR1 isn't making a noise that you can notice, but trying to figure out if it's the DSR1 making the noise as opposed to the car making the noise, meaning the car is just dirty sounding to begin with, and the DSR1 and the amount of power you have is just amplifying it. Because these are solutions, but they're not the best, most awesome solutions. Now, if you're going, that's a good point. I wonder what it is. Simple solution for that would be on the DSR1, it has an auxiliary input. Okay, most people forget about that. But it does have an auxiliary input. So you can take a set of, if whatever phone you have, iPhone or Android, 2 RCAs, plug it in, switch it from main to aux, and see if that sound goes away. Okay, and that'll tell you whether it's your DSR1 being noisy or it's just the Toyota sucking ass. Now, if it is the DSR1 being noisy, which could happen, don't do anything yet. All right? And the reason why is because iData is coming out with the AR2. The AR2 is going to be a direct replacement for the DSR1 harness structure. So I'm not saying it's a replacement for a DSR1. It's not. But what it is you can take the DSR1 out, you can put the AR2 in, and it's just going to be a preamp. Inside of a DSR1, there's 2 boxes. There's an AR that we all know, and then there's the Rockford Fosgate DSP module. So it goes out of the AR internally, loops out, and goes into the Rockford DSP. They're going to make an AR2. They talked about it in February. We've talked about it before. That should start shipping here 2 months. I'm going to be safe and say 2 months. And you can easily just unplug your DSR1, plug in the AR2, and you're back in business. Now you'll go radio, AR, amplifier. So you have some homework. But don't go out and buy an Amp Pro yet because there's really no point. You'll be able to just swap, keep all your wiring. Life will be good as far as we know.
Perfect.
That's a good question. I like that one. 2013 Lincoln, Mark, yeah, with THX. Ugh. Looking to replace the factory amp with Audison Forza 5-channel. Nope. Amp with DSP, front stage, Morel 6 nano. Okay. Tweak. Do I need Amp Pro or an iData AR? Man, boo. They don't make anything for that car. It's 2013 Lincoln. That is going to be a tough one. It's like.
So the only thing they offer is this.
They offer an AR?
An AR.
Or a DSR1.
So use a DSR1 or an AR.
Okay. Oh, no, it's a Forza. Forza 5-channel amp with DSP.
It's iData.
That'll be AR compatible.
Yes.
Okay, so.
And a 5-channel for a front stage, it's, yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to pull, but that's not enough, man. Okay, so I get it. All right, so Fernando says they make AR for that. So kind of like we're gonna back off of the conversation we just had with the other gentleman. Mm-hmm. And if the AR is going to work with that car, we have 2 choices. If you want to go with the Forza 5-channel amplifier, the new Forza, so that's going to be the 514 or 512 or whatever it is, that is AR compatible. Now it's not like verified. That's a whole other conversation. But anyways, that's AR compatible. So you'll be able to buy the AR, plug into the Forza 5-channel amplifier, just like you would a DSR1, rock and roll, Bob's your uncle, you got sound, life is good. You could also do the DSR1 into anyone's product, or you could wait until the AR2 comes out and then again plug into anyone's product, because the AR2 is going to be universal. So it's operate very similar to an Amp Pro. So you'll be able to plug it in. You'll have RCAs, you'll have a brain module, you plug in whatever amp you want. So if that one, like Fernando said, you can go to maestro.com.
Yeah, type the model number of your
car. Check that out.
Yeah.
You might be able, that might even be able to do like the DFO2.
You can always call them. iData has one of the best tech supports.
That they do.
And you can call them and you can ask them. I mean,
I'm going to have to send them a bill for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyways, keep going. We got 9 more minutes. Are entry-level Focal speakers with high sensitivity ratings worth installing while still running factory premium radio, the Focal RES 165 Acura TSX. Thanks. Okay. The problem with running, they're great speakers. Like we've had the auditors. We did the whole auditor system in Haley's car, which was great. We've done a bunch of them since then. We've done tons of integration. It's one of our most popular speakers. We don't do much in the access line. We actually skip over access and just go right into Flax because I don't know. We have other speakers that kind of fulfill that need. Where it gets funny is, as you said, factory premium system. Now, if the factory premium system just means that it's the radio that has the subwoofer amplifier built into it and it has a sub, great, no big deal. Change the speakers, super easy. If it's a factory premium system that has an outboard amplifier, that's where it can get kind of sketchy, and you may or may not have the best of results because it just depends on what the factory speakers are. If they're 4-ohm speakers, you put new 4-ohm speakers in. It's going to change the way it sounds, definitely, because now it's going to apply whatever equalization was there for the Honda is now going to be applied to the Focal, which could sound really bad or okay. Because if there was a flaw with the Acura speaker and their equalization fixed it, and that flaw is not there in the Focal, guess what? It's going to amplify and could sound like, oh, Jesus, why is it doing that? So it's always difficult when doing like a premium system that has an outboard amplifier, right? Like the guy today.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Okay, so we're all right. Just between us. All right, so the guy has a brand new Toyota
2023 Toyota
Camry JBL, and he just gutted the car, put loudspeakers in it, no interfacing, has no idea what he's gotten himself into. The radio's already not working, so we're pretty sure he blew up the factory radio already. And all he wanted was a 2-channel high-level to low-level adapter to go into the car.
Go to his amplifiers and
his Terra amps that he has.
I was trying to explain like that's not how it works anymore.
That's not how any of it works. And then anyway. Where did he drill holes?
He ran his own speaker wires
because speaker wires catch on fire.
And I'd say, yeah, you don't need to, but like he's like, yeah, no. They always told me that I have to run speaker wires to my new speakers because they normally they don't handle the power and they catch on fire. So I'm like, oh man,
it's stuff like that comes in when you just go. You just kind of want to SpongeBob out the back door.
Yeah. So just do your research first.
Well, I mean, and that's why they're all here to ask these questions. We do the best that we can.
Like this one.
I was just going to click on that.
Yes, exactly.
My 2022 Silverado came with Bose premium sound system. It does not sound very premium. No, it does not. Not very loud, no deep bass. Could it be only put Bose speakers and not a premium system in it? Yeah, so you're not alone. Everyone pretty much hates that system. No one likes it. It's garbage.
That's what they call Bose.
Yeah, no, yeah. So you have a couple solutions that are available to you depending on what you want to do and how much you want to get involved in this. Now, MetroOnline.com does offer an interface for this car. The tech system in that, meaning that the bus between the Bose and radio, is a system called AVB. Don't know why. But anyways, so they make an interface. They're the first ones to successfully do it. If you don't want to do that, then you're going to need 4 kicker key locks or a really big ass DSP. The Metro piece is really appealing. If you want to replace the speakers, you really can't because they're, again, just like the conversation we just had about the Acura, guaranteed it's going to happen. Now, what you run into in that particular car is it's like a 2.5 in the dash, which you can get a 3.5 up there with a little bit of work, which will sound better, but there are no tweeters in the car, and that's really the main problem is there are no tweeters. So it just kind of sucks. But there again, if you just throw tweeters in there from the Bose, it does look and sound kind of weird. Plus, I think those dash speakers.
Yeah, but I think you're missing. Yes, and then you're missing the whole thing. Like,
yeah.
You don't have mid bass. You don't have.
It's just
So
really
at
bad.
that point, you just gotta take it out and put something.
2012 or 2022. They all sound bad.
Yeah.
My 2022 sounds a lot better than my 2017. I would hope so. I mean, I would really hope so. Oops, sorry. Go ahead. I don't know.
All right. So
Question: what is compatible subwoofer? What is a comparable? Comparables? Yeah,
comparable subwoofer
subwoofer.
to the L7Q. Which one you think it sounds like similar? The
So I mean, I
L7Q.
have to go with what we have here because like I'm not a big subwoofer guy. I mean, I know that there's you can probably get stuff and that'll make bass, but I'm assuming you're asking about the L7Q because it sounds amazing. It's very accurate. It's pretty technically advanced woofer. The closest thing to that, like price wise, would probably like the T1 Rockford T1.
Yeah.
If we're looking for something, we also have the Hertz Milli Pro or Milli Legend. Milli Legend subwoofer. I just call it the Milli, the Hertz Milli sub. Pretty awesome subwoofer there. Very accurate, works in small sealed enclosures.
Yeah.
And that's really all I got. I mean, there's one right there. It's badass woofer. There's no doubt about it. I don't know why we'd want to. Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for something different.
Okay.
All right. And we're going to end it out with this one.
What do you think of a Tesla-style Android head units with companies such as Phoenix Automotive? Do you install them for customers or turn them away? Give it away now.
Yes.
No, we don't get involved in any of those. Man, the problem is once bitten, twice shy on that one. And we don't have, okay, so here's the thing. We don't sell them. That means we're going to take your radio in and we have to assume it works. And then when it doesn't work, you're going to come back to us. So we automatically have acquired the headache. I don't want the headache because it's a hit or miss. Talk to 10 people. Some guys will say, oh man, this is the best thing I ever had in my car for 2 years. It's worked great. Other guys will say, this is my 5th one. There's no solid on it at all. So it's to us, it's just not worth the headache. I personally wish someone would just make a expensive, badass Tesla style radio or big screen radio. That'd be fabulous. Like team up with IDATA, like do something great. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, and I just don't understand why. I was hoping to go today. Fosgate subwoofer with a built-in amp, high, low-level input. Salesman also sold me an LC2.
Sold him.
Yeah. Now his battery keeps draining. Feel bad for the guy. Fosgate subwoofer with built-in amp. So that's the P300.
The P310, the P312, whatever you need.
You don't need an LC2. The only time you need an LC2 is if you're connecting to a factory premium audio system and you had over 10 volts of output. Otherwise, no, you wouldn't. And it has signal sense, DC offset detect, and regular remote turn on. It's got a great switch on the side. Yeah, very rarely do we ever. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
69 Beetle is easy.
Oh, bro, that's my car right there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, that's it, guys.
That's it. Thank you guys so much for playing along with us tonight.
And if we didn't answer your questions, next week. Sorry, guys.
We'll get back to you. But... this is it for the big shows this week. We won't be doing the Friday, Saturday, Monday shows coming up because I'll be in Canada at the CMA thing. Looking forward to that. I don't know what kind of content I'll be doing live because I hear the phone service up there sucks. But hey, you never know. It might be wonderful. I'm going to try. If I can go live, I will go live.
There you go. That's a good one. I'm going to try.
Because I'm going to try.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to go live. We're going to do this.
No, we're just going to say, hey, if you see me during the weekend and I pop in, great. If I don't, know that I'm recording stuff on the back end. We'll see it sometime after we get back. That's all I got. Thank you guys so much for playing with us tonight. You go and have a great rest of the week. Don't forget, you still find us on Instagram. We'll be there. I'm sure we'll be there Tuesday, maybe Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
Definitely tomorrow.
Oh, definitely tomorrow.
Definitely tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's it. You guys have a great night. Fade to black.
Bye, guys.